Welcome back to the Full Version Podcast. I'm your host, Logan Seed. To my right, Jake Baycock, Carson Steele, and Grayson Moore. Week 2 in the books. We got it finished up today, this weekend, and it was a doozy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good week.
Yeah.
For me, at least. Bounce back.
I got a jaw dead. I've got a jaw dead. That's how I fucking feel after this week.
Yeah. Big news. The Buy the Beer parlay cashed. We had Oregon minus 6.5, Coastal Carolina minus 13.5, Notre Dame minus 7, Oklahoma minus 16, and with a miracle, late Saturday night, the mighty Oregon Ducks cashed the parlay.
All hopes were lost, and we needed it.
We couldn't have been lower.
No.
We could not have been lower.
I had to roast that off.
Low.
Bo Nix surely didn't.
And just like a scene from a Disney movie, those mighty Ducks score again.
If we would have had the other side of it, I would have been sick. But on one of the worst beats of the year, we had no business covering that game. No business covering.
I had the feeling of like a kid that just witnessed live his favorite player hit a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
That's the feeling
I think God himself looked down on us at that point in time and was like, these guys have had enough today.
Yeah. We were all together. We were here. We had a function going. There's several people, probably 15 people there, and then us four just started jumping around in a circle like we were little kids.
Yeah, everybody was defeated.
Nobody really knew why we were so excited about a meaningless pick six with a minute left or whatever.
Oh, it was great.
It was awesome.
You're sweating a bet out when you're on all fours on the ground just looking at the TV begging for that clock to tick away because they had a chance to throw it deep. I think
they got downfield a little bit.
Yeah, they had a big pass play and then they had one more play and I was on all fours. I'm like, please God, get another pick or bat it down.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah. Grayson called it call of the century right before the play started. He said we're gonna pick six right here, and then it happened. It was the call of the year. I
looked at him before the drive started. I was like, "We're getting a pick six right here."
All right, look, Jacob's still in your thunder. You called it right before.
Hold on,
right before the play.
I was sitting right beside.
Look, all that matters is we covered it, and it will probably be the best cover. Well, I can't say that. I figured it'd be the best cover of the year.
Plus 1,000 odds. That's a 14, minus 110 every bet against the spread. That's a hefty parlay. Plus 1,000 odds.
I wish I'd have put more on it.
Yeah, me too. But if you took the Buy the Beer parlay every week so far, you're up money because of that 1 week. We hit one and it felt good. It felt really good.
Let's go back to back. Why not?
Why not us?
Why not us?
It only took 3 weeks to hit it.
That was pretty good.
Week 0, week 3.
And week 0 really don't count.
Yeah.
No.
Week 0 don't count. So yeah, second week and we've already hit a 4-legger.
Grayson should be up pretty big right now.
Should be. So we'll go over the week. Grayson last week, if you do remember, had a 5-0 week. Was pretty much insane. So now he is setting after this week. His bet was the Oregon bet. That was his lock. Cashed it. Also cashed Notre Dame minus 7. His losses were Va Tech minus 2.5, Texas A&M minus 4.5. Yikes! UNC minus 18. Some spread. So he went 2-3 on the week. So that brings his record to 8-5 for the year so far. 62%, still the leading candidate in the 4 inverts. He still got the the X route. What's the route you want? X or
you want that? You want the Y. You want that
cross
the
Y.
route. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Always open.
What's the one? What's the one receiver though? He's usually the X, right?
You have an X and a Z.
Yeah, the Z's the 2 guy.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
You always hit Y on Madden. So.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
You hit the X, it'll be a pick.
Grayson, go over your picks right here real quick. Just where do you want to go back? You want to go over it after? Which one?
You talking about picks for this week?
You're 5 last week. Well, the text saying your 3 losses were bad losses.
Well, look, we'll start on a different note. We'll go Virginia Tech. That game got delayed right off the bat.
Inter man did not.
It does nothing. So don't weigh Inter Sandman into when you're considering betting on Va Tech. Just don't weigh that in.
Who are they playing in that game?
They played Purdue. I kind of thought Virginia Tech would win that one at least by a touchdown. They didn't. They came back from delay. They stayed competitive for a minute, kind of marched back there at the end, but they ended up losing by like a touchdown. UNC, it was like a repeat of last year between App State and UNC.
I thought it was going to be different, too.
I did. I had too much faith in Drake May. The defense is terrible.
What does that say about South Carolina?
It says they're going to get stomped.
Yeah.
They're going to get stomped. And then last was A&M. I felt good about that all the way up till like the third quarter, and then it was just a thrashing. Miami looks
Jimbo's
great.
They have to have a fund for Jimbo's buyout. They have to have that start.
Is anybody more on the hot seat other than him?
It's just they're going to owe him so much money that I don't know that they
Matt
can afford
Rule?
to fire him.
Matt Rule may be on the hot seat.
Not
I know
yet. No.
I
Yeah,
know
not
it's a
yet.
rebuilding year, but
He's
still.
got no. He's already.
Well,
He's already got 3 years.
He guaranteed he's like, we're gonna have a better season, and right now they are.
We don't know how good Colorado's going to end up being. I mean, they could be a 9-10 win season.
We're not going to talk about that.
But anyway, it was a tough week
Notre Dame was a little sweaty there for a little while.
for a minute, and then
It also got.
It was a
delayed.
rain delay. I mean, they had a lot going on.
I've learned in that
East
game,
Coast.
if I'm ever watching a game and it's not going in my favor, I'm turning the TV off because that's what happened. I turned the TV off. It wasn't going well. Turned it off. They started coming back. It was great. There's another game like that. I turned it off and things started going well. I'm like, well, I don't know if you're superstitious like that, but
Maybe
Yeah.
it was just it was a tough week of betting.
maybe we should
And
have turned
it
the
was
TV
tough.
off during prime time.
there were delays everywhere, kind of dragged the 11
when
o'clock
I went to
slate
get that
out.
burger, they came back.
But we'll take it. Just under.
All right. So just to reiterate, Grayson's record now is 8-5 at 62% after a 2-3 week. I mean, not terrible, not 5-0, but not terrible. Then we'll go over my bets next. 7-6 for the year, 54%. I cashed my lock at Coastal Carolina minus 13.5. Also a little sweaty there. I cashed the Georgia Ball State under, and I had the wrong under last week when we were looking at our sheets. I wrote down the wrong under, so I thought it was like 60, and it ended up being 52.5. Still cashed, so we're not complaining. The Utah Hook got me 7.5. They won by 7, which sucked. Tulane plus 7.5. Thought mine went by Pratt. I thought Michael Pratt was playing. He wasn't. They
Put up a good game.
They still should have
Logan-
covered that spread.
Logan has a hatred for Ole Miss too.
They should. They're not good. I feel even better about Ole Miss being bad now than I did when I thought Tulane was going to beat them with their starting quarterback. They almost. I mean, there was a late fumble recovery for a touchdown that ruined the spread, but I don't know. Tulane stuck with them. They couldn't stop them there for a little while with a backup quarterback. Also lost Arkansas minus 37.5. Now that's a regular season win total I picked early in the year that I do not feel very comfortable about. I may have been too high on the Razorbacks.
They look rocky starting out. I mean,
Without Raheem Sanders, Rocket Sanders, they're not the team I want them to be, and I don't know.
I feel like that's Arkansas every year. Like, everybody's like, oh, dude, I know they usually don't. I mean,
KJ
they're
Jefferson,
going to come out this year, though.
He's huge and he's strong, but he's not a great passer. I don't know. I don't feel very great about them. So I'm 7-6 on the year, just over 50%. And then we'll move on to Jacob, who had a 2-3 week as well. Like, that seems to be the going trend here lately. So Jacob is 3-5 on the year. That's 38%.
You have the wrong.
No, that was last week's. My bad. Jacob's still 2-3 this week. 5-8 on the year, still 38%. And he cashed his lock at Notre Dame minus 7. Cashed Colorado minus 3 comfortably. The most comfortable bet probably of the
Can't
weekend.
sleep on my buffs.
He also joined me in getting caught in the Utah Hook at 7.5. Alabama minus 7. Yikes. Auburn minus 6.5. Jacob, you want to tell us about how your weekend went?
We really sweated out Utah way too hard. Shouldn't have had to have done that. We should have took them at a 7. Probably should have bought those half points. They're gonna have to do something, man. They're gonna have to do something. Auburn, you proved me wrong once again. You are still the team that we all thought you were.
Peyton Thorne sucks.
Yeah, they suck in general.
They should got beat.
And then, of course, we have the knife in all of our backs in the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, they suck.
I'm not
They
going to
don't
say
suck.
that
Alright.
we suck because there's been those times where Alabama has had that early loss. Ole Miss in 2014, 2015, came back, won the Natty in 2015, went to the playoff in 2014. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen because there is a lot we need to work on.
There's a lot of holes.
Mental errors,
Penalties.
penalties,
Still a problem.
I don't think they've got a
some
loss.
defensive back work wouldn't be very bad. I don't know if Saban's just quit going over there to that side of the ball and working with them personally, but I don't know what they've got going on over there.
It hasn't felt more of a knockout loss, other than probably when Ezekiel Elliott ran through us.
Tennessee last year hurt.
Yeah, but that was close. It didn't really feel
Yeah.
like.
The whole joyless murder ball thing,
Yeah, Dallas Turner.
I'd love to know where that went. I would love to know where that mentality's at because
There wasn't a pass rush the whole game.
No.
Quinn Ewers was comfortable back there. He was, he wasn't pressured.
Have y'all seen that video of the linebacker just being tossed around?
It was
Y'all
after
remember me-
that was after the play though, but there was no. He didn't
Dude,
get back up and
but
fight for himself.
that's
There was
the
no
thing.
fire.
You tell me one time where you've seen an Alabama, and think of all the greats that we've had.
Reuben
Rolando,
Foster, that would not happen.
Rolando
Reuben
McClain,
Foster.
Reuben Foster, Dante Hightower, C.J. Mosley,
Yeah.
Reggie Ragland, Mac Wilson. I mean, when have they ever just took that? I mean, that kind of punishment, even if it was after the play.
Alabama soft, man. The SEC in general looks
Yeah,
terrible
SEC looks
this
bad.
year.
They do.
I'm with-
LSU losing,
with-
Texas A&M losing.
You
I'm-
see Milrow
I'm
getting.
with Marquise
sent to the
Mays
bench.
on the whole thing too about they're not as hard on them as they used to be, and something has to change. I know that the transfer portal is a factor here, and if kids get pissed off,
They leave.
they can go. Well, in my book, let them go.
That's the thing.
If you don't want to put in the work to be Alabama, don't come to Alabama.
They don't, but they don't
not
have
coming.
to anymore.
Yeah,
they,
they
don't
don't
have
They
to.
don't have to.
You're right.
If they don't want to get
But-
bitched out by Nick Saban, they don't have to. They'll just go somewhere else.
Tommy Reese,
And-
he's got to go.
I don't.
It's been one game.
He's
I
gotta
don't
go.
think it's
How do
coaching
you-
problem.
I
It's
don't.
him.
I don't think this play calling wasn't
I don't-
bad.
It
He
wasn't.
didn't call any read options or design quarterback runs. Why would you tell Milrow to sit
Milrow-
back there in the pocket and throw? You know
Dude,
that's not his
before we knew
strength.
it, we were down by 13
He's
because of the
just-
defense. I mean, you cannot
because he
run.
threw a pick
He threw
in his
some
arm.
bad throws.
Yeah, he
He
threw
can't.
Why
some
not
big
design him to
calls.
run? Why not have some design runs?
He can't see the field. The O line did not look impressive at all.
The O-line-
not discrediting Texas. Texas
The
looked
O-line-
phenomenal.
The
I mean,
O-line looks good at the start of the game. When we come out and we're not running the ball outside, when
couldn't
we're lining
establish
up,
the run.
when we're lining up, we did the whole first drive.
Yeah,
Then we
but
turned
after
around
that-
and threw an interception. Well, I mean, you're defeated at that point in time. I mean, you think about it, like if we would have sat there and just kept pounding it down their throat and worked it down them the whole field, ran out the first quarter, and just, I mean.
That's a hard style of game to withstand.
Yeah.
Though. Like because once
Plus-
you get down a touchdown, it's it's
Telling
almost.
Milrow
Plus,
to
you
stand
couldn't
back
keep-
there and
you
shred
couldn't
him
keep
with
the
his
defense.
arm.
You couldn't keep the
That's
defense
it.
off the field.
He's got a deep ball, but he has nothing in between.
If the
he
guy's
can
got a
run-
step on the guy, he's got a deep ball. If it's a tight one, no throw.
he's got a cannon.
my issue is like when he would come out of a snap, he's immediately looking at the target he's throwing. He did not observe the field. He was locked on.
That's what got him 2 picks. Was staring down his
staring at his
hot
target,
route.
and that's not gonna work. I wouldn't go as far as blaming the coach and the coaching. I mean, discipline wise,
it's
maybe,
way too early
but
to be.
I'm not
asking
worried
for
about
Tommy
the coach.
Reese's job.
I didn't hate any
I'm not asking
plays
for
we
his
called.
job, but he should have had more design quarterback runs when your quarterback is basically a running back.
That's just him trusting his guy and thinking he's
Oh,
ready for
we've
it. And he
seen what
was
happened
not.
there.
He was not ready for it.
We see Tyler Buckner pretty soon.
I don't know. I'm not rooting for anybody else to come back in. I'm just saying something's got to change.
There was a lot of other, like our defensive line was very disappointing to me. Our secondary was disappointing because all I heard about this offseason was Alabama
just
may
the
have
safety
the best
work.
offense.
Arnold looks like ass too.
Caleb Downs looks like a freshman. He looked like he could. He thought that he was the best player on the field, like he was in high school, and he just got caught staring at Quinn Ewers, and then his guys right behind him was scoring a touchdown.
Kool-Aid
Three
didn't.
times.
Kool-Aid McKinstry
Kool-Aid
did not
didn't-
impress me at all.
He
So
didn't tackle well. He
they
didn't play
didn't.
good.
There was a
Who's
lot.
Texas' next hardest game? I wonder. You think?
Oklahoma.
Yes.
I mean,
Oklahoma, UCF.
UCF. I don't know. I think they'll win that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
If they can get by Oklahoma, I wouldn't. I mean,
They got Wyoming, Baylor, at Baylor.
No,
Then they got Oklahoma.
They play Texas Tech.
They don't even play UCF.
Dude, Texas Tech. They're Texas Tech.
They play Tech. They play at TCU. They play Kansas State.
there's always one game
I mean,
late in the
Kansas
year
State
that's
or
gonna be
Oklahoma,
close.
probably.
I think if you get by Oklahoma,
Kansas State could give them a run.
yeah, Kansas State's a lot better than what people
They
think.
play Tech at home. Yeah, that's not going to be anything.
Well, even if
Texas
even
look
if they
good.
lose one, you still got to put them in the playoff. Win loss, you beat Bama, don't you think?
I mean, if
I
they win
think-
the
I
conference,
mean, I-
guess.
Depends on who they lose to.
Yeah.
I think Texas is fine if they keep that protection on Quinn Ewers and their
They-
defense keeps with that intensity and
They're not.
everything.
I don't think they have a better defensive line on that schedule, and they handled ours pretty.
Yeah, they
pretty fine.
they stay protected and everything. They're probably gonna. They could win out. I mean, they may slip a game to K-State or
They
something.
definitely
but
will slip. Yeah, they're Texas. They will slip a game.
Yeah, Texas is not going
They'll
undefeated.
lose. They'll lose like to BYU at home or something like.
It'll be like one you don't expect.
Yeah, they may lose to Wyoming next week. That would be perfect Texas fashion. If they just got upset by Wyoming after beating.
I really don't
Alabama.
want them to lose to Wyoming. I really don't. It's just gonna make us look worse.
I don't care anymore. I'm gonna
Y'all
let
just
them
get too
beat.
down on them quick, man. Y'all,
Well, I
the world
mean-
is over.
If we get beat by if Texas loses this game,
We're
it's
not out of the
gonna-
SEC championship.
It's not going to hurt us.
We're not out of the SEC.
Whether they
championship.
win or lose, it's not going to hurt us. Like this game is so being
Yeah.
week 2. Like everybody's by the time play like if we're talking about playoffs here, like
I just haven't seen a Nick Saban loss that felt that in your face, down your throat.
it hurt worse being at home
Yeah.
losing that because Nick Saban doesn't lose in Bryant
The
Denny.
it's
last
his first
time I
his
felt
first
that-
double-digit loss in Bryant Denny.
The last time I felt that way was 2018 when Clemson just showed up and kicked our ass
That
in the
loss
natty.
that loss hurt. That one hurt more than the
Tua
Ezekiel
came,
Elliott.
Tua came out through 2 interceptions, about like
I don't-
back-to-back
yeah,
drives.
Then our defense could not stop
Yeah.
anybody. That
Which
was
we
They
didn't
were
have-
catching some crazy one hand passes that game.
Justin Ross shut up. Ain't he back in the league now? He's healthy or something.
I think
Something's
so.
happening with him.
They showed up they were firing on all cylinders. I don't think anybody was beating Clemson that night.
Well, I feel like that was a good Bama tangent. That's what the people wanted to hear. All the Auburn fans sickos. So, on a broader note, Carson, after 0-5, turns it around, gives us a 4-1 week. That was a good week for you. And the only loss was a Utah hook.
If it wasn't for the hook, man, we would have
You
been
would've been
a
5-0.
drastic 5-0.
Yeah, that would have been 0-5 to 5-0.
Yeah.
So if he faded Carson this week after going 0-5, he's got a middle finger for you.
Gotcha, bitch.
Lock, Oklahoma -16, cashed. Notre Dame -7, Oregon -6.5, and FSU -30. Pretty good week.
Yeah.
We talked about several of those games already.
I try not to overthink a lot of them. I try to pick teams that I know I've watched, and Notre Dame was one of those. I wish they would have not made me sweat it as much as I thought they were going to, but we'll take it. Florida State, I'm on that bandwagon with you guys now. I think those boys put up
That
points.
didn't take long to convert you over.
Southern Miss. Well, I was high on LSU. We seen how that turned out.
Yeah.
They put up points. I think that was, if I'm going to take a high spread, why not put it on somebody that puts up points?
True.
Who else do we have on there? You swipe me so I can see. You got Jacobs.
Oh, it's froze.
Oh,
I'm on yours. You had Oregon -6.5, Notre Dame -7. Is it up there now?
we'll just go ahead and talk about the Utah hook. The hook.
Oklahoma -16.
I don't see how you don't beat Baylor in that game. When they lost their quarterback, and then they got ragdolled the week before. I don't see how that went down. I guess that was just a trap line that I fell for.
I just remember screaming for the 2-point conversion.
It was that was a rough one. Oregon, we all sweated that one out by the skin of our teeth.
Literally.
We got that one. And was there any more I hadn't touched on?
No, I think that was it.
Oklahoma.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that.
They didn't gash them out as. I mean,
it was just
they couldn't get off the field on third. That's the thing they're going to have to clean up. They had like probably 5 penalties in the third or fourth quarter on every third down. There was like 5 third downs where you think, all right, we're getting off the field. Nope, flag.
A lot of holding calls.
It was rough.
Yeah, I also think their backup quarterback, whatever his name is, I think he's better than their starter. He's come in and impressed me in some of those blowouts earlier.
Yeah, they were shooting themselves in the foot right and left, but they managed to get out of there alive, so we'll take it.
Yeah. So Carson is now 5-8, along with Jacob in the standings. So it goes Grayson's 8-5, I'm 7-6, and then both of them are 5-8.
We're gonna get in the green this week, Acock.
Yeah,
We're coming for him.
we all need to be in the green this week. All right. So let's touch on a couple more games here. Real quick, we'll just go over. Did you talk about Colorado at all?
Yeah, you barely just greased over them. You don't know.
We got in Alabama pretty quick.
We
Colorado
we
beat
don't
Nebraska
have to,
36-14.
We don't have to talk about the boys.
Shador almost 400 yards again, 2 tutties, looked great.
If the Heisman run ended today, who do you think would take it?
Probably Shador or Travis.
I think.
Yeah, if it was after 3 ball games, yeah, I'm gonna take one of them. Now
One of
I've
them
got the
too.
hiccups.
Oh no.
But there's a couple. Let's see who else. Utah, Baylor, Clemson ended up blowing that bunch out. Ohio State, another kind of slow little game there. 35-7 to Youngstown State. At one
Michigan's
point,
gonna kick
7-7.
them in the teeth at the end of the season.
We talked about the Tulane game. We talked about Texas A&M. Does the SEC really? Are we just not the conference now?
No, 100.
Pac-12 may be
Outside of
better.
Georgia,
I mean, Bama getting beat, Texas A&M getting beat, LSU getting beat out of conference.
it's been that way for a while. Your juggernaut of LSU, Bama, Georgia, Florida hadn't been anything in a while. Ole Miss, yeah, they'll win some games, but they usually lose about 5 or 6, at least 4 a season.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Tennessee's back. All right, more games of the week. Top games: Washington 43-10 at Tulsa. That was another blowout for Washington. Man, I'm about to hop on them heavy.
Anybody have them in their playoff?
No, I kind of wish I would have.
Yeah.
They look pretty good.
We said they dropped to USC.
Michael Penix.
I have the hiccups horribly, dude. If you're
Yeah,
hearing
that's
this.
great for podcasts.
Yeah, I think it's.
Michael
I think
Penix,
it's
another 400 yards, 3 touchdowns.
I think it's
He
more
may be
wide
the
open
Heisman.
this year. I think it's going to be a very hard to decide who gets in the playoffs this year.
Where's your water at?
I don't know. Let's go over these few games, and then we'll take a break and then get there next week. Is there any other games you can think of that we need to talk about? USC stomped the crap out of Stanford. I don't think that was a surprise.
How many points did they give up in that game?
10.
Getting a little better on defense.
Maybe. I don't know. It was a fun week. I like those games, besides the Alabama game, a lot more than this week. We'll get into the week 3 slate, but there's just nothing that just sticks out that I'm just pumped to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of a dull week.
Week 4, have you looked ahead any?
Week 4 is going to be awesome.
Week 4 is going to be awesome. I cannot wait for week 4. That's going to be the best weekend of football there is.
Yeah, go ahead and call in sick if you work any healthcare job.
We're gonna be gone.
Yeah, we are, but we're going to be watching.
We're gonna be
Be there in
posting.
spirit.
We're gonna be posting some lives from
Yeah, we got a bachelor
an
party, a couple of us.
on an undisclosed location.
Yeah, we'll give you a little TikTok or something. Make sure you follow the socials. All right, so we're going to do a little brief intermission. I think we got to refill some cups. Jacob's got to get rid of the hiccups and let's scare him.
I've magically got over them now. For
Yeah,
some
well, good job. So that was week 2. Went over our week, went over our pick. We did the little Alabama down, Dynasty's over little segment for you sickos. And we'll move on. There's greener pastures. We're going to go to week 3. We're going to give you 5 picks, a lock apiece, and then a parlay at the end. Parlay cash last week, so you should be up money. Your beer's paid for. And we're going to try to buy your beer again. We're going to try to give you 4 more picks or 3 or whatever our locks are. And we're going to buy you some more beer so we know you're thirsty out there. We're back on this side of the break, getting ready for our week 3 preview and picks. We're going to give out 5 picks apiece. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a gambling problem. We'll have 1 lock, and then we'll decide on a lock parlay after, and we'll try to get you some odds on that. So we're just going to kind of start out chronologically here through the Saturday slate. I don't think anybody's got a Friday play, do they?
I do not.
Good.
Bad
Cool.
juju.
All right, 11 a.m. Florida State at Boston College. FSU minus 25.5. Over under set at 48. These lines may be, we have to record this like a day early, so these lines may change by Thursday morning when it comes out. So keep that in mind if the lines do change a little bit. We have a play on Florida State at Boston College. Carson, you riding with your Seminoles?
I'm going to take the over.
Official pick is the over?
Official pick.
All right. Should we keep giving out like our side little bets, or
Keep them quiet.
just because it does get a little confusing and stuff.
Yeah, just if you just official pick it or lock it,
So
let
ju-
it be known.
All right. If
I,
you can-
I would like to announce our little side.
all right.
picks.
Just say like when you say it, just be
Yeah.
like side bet.
Yeah.
Side bet this, and then so we don't write anything down or whatever. So Carson has over 48, correct?
Yeah, I couldn't help myself. Something was telling me that Florida State wasn't going to cover, but I'm like, wait a minute. These guys put up points, and if you're ever iffy, go ahead and take the over. And I know I was screaming at the TV last time I took an over. Hopefully, I won't have to sweat it out to the very end, but we're going to go ahead and take the over.
You think Boston College can score?
I know Florida State can put up some score, so if Boston College can just give me
I think
a little bit,
I think Florida State's defense is too tough.
That's what I was thinking.
you think they're going to shut them out completely?
I don't think it's a
short them out
shutout.
49 nothing. It don't matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think if you can just give me 10.
I love that you're a closet Florida State Seminole.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row.
Ride with them.
All right. Anybody else got to play on this?
I do not.
No.
I don't either. I don't even know if I got a side bet on this for real. All right, we got Liberty at Buffalo. Spread is Liberty minus 3.5. Over under 55. Grayson, I'm gonna go to you.
Give me liberty or give me death.
There had to be a reason this was on the
He
prep
just
sheet.
wanted to say that.
Yeah, from now on, if it's on the prep sheet, I'm betting that probably.
Yeah, if there's a weird game, like he said, he left some big name schools off this prep sheet this week.
But then Liberty's on
and
there.
then I seen Liberty and Buffalo's second game. I'm like, well, Grayson, what do you got?
Yeah, it's just an official pick. I got burnt last week. I wish I would have taken them over at least North Carolina, but I didn't. And they covered nice. So
They've covered 2 weeks in a row. Can they cover 3?
that's what scares me about it. But I'm going to ride with them
On
and
the
give them a
road.
chance.
On the road.
Yeah,
On
Buffalo.
the road again.
Buffalo will be the team to beat pretty easy. 3.5, so give me a bet.
You
Anybody
might
else
take
got
that as a side bet.
Liberty.
Yeah.
Who's their coach? Do you know?
Who is Liberty's coach?
I haven't watched enough of either team to take it, so.
Well,
I don't-
it, used to be, it was
did they
Hugh
move
Freeze.
Did they move a coordinator up
I don't
after
know.
he left?
So it was Hugh Freeze, and then
We'll just hit it quick. Maybe
Rocket-
somebody we know.
Rocket Rod had the every week. Liberty. He's wrote them every week, and
We don't know him. Jamie Chadwell. Don't have a clue.
I don't know.
Look and see where he was at last year.
Sounds like an accountant.
I'm gonna say he was an offensive coordinator for him.
Maybe. All right.
I can't tell you.
We'll
They don't
move on.
say.
You can find that out later. Indiana at Louisville. Louisville minus 10. Over under set at 52. Do we have a play on this?
No.
Well,
No
that
plays.
was a big
I
sigh.
fought all day on taking that
I-
Indiana plus the points.
I put that on there for you, so
I couldn't. I talked myself out of it.
well, good. I'm glad.
You gonna side bet it?
If it moves over 10, I might. But 10 is not enough juice.
Yeah,
They look good against Ohio State. I mean, that's what made me consider it, but
maybe.
I don't know.
Okay. Penn State at Illinois. The Penn State Nittany Lions are favored 14. Over under 48. Do we have a play on this?
I'm taking him. It's an official pick
Penn State.
And I'm locking them.
with the points.
Hmm.
All right. So Carson and Jacob both have Penn State minus 14. Carson is locking it.
And I would be glad to tell you why.
Tell me why.
Kansas Jayhawks put up 500 yards on Illinois. They got 6 yards per carry. What do you
Yeah.
think Big Bad Penn State's going to do?
With the defense too.
Illinois lost 3 guys in their secondary to the draft. They've lost a lot, and Penn
Buddy.
State's firing on all cylinders right now.
Mine and your Illinois from last year is not the same Illinois from.
It's
I was
definitely
very
not.
disappointed
I was
on
too.
that Kansas
I
game.
was too.
Hey, Kansas quarterback's raw. I'm telling you, man.
Well, Penn State's clicking. I like the minus 14.
Also have a play on this. It's slightly different. I have the over 48 with the Penn State and Illinois game. Like you said, the Illinois defense gave up
539 yards.
A lot of yards, a lot of points.
But who does Penn State play next week?
I don't know.
You don't think it'll be a look ahead week?
I don't know.
That's what I was saying.
Well, I can tell you real quick, since we're just conversating about it.
Not to say that it's not going to happen. I'm just.
I don't know. I don't think Illinois' defense.
They play Iowa next week. Late.
That's not really look ahead.
I don't think it's a look ahead the
I don't
way
think you have to
I
look
was
ahead
looking
to
this way.
Iowa.
I just wanted to know what you were going to say about that. Honestly,
I don't think Illinois' defense is as good as I thought they were. I think Penn State has a quarterback for the first time since Trace McSorley. I think I said that last time. And I think it's going to be a point fest. I think 48's an obtainable goal. It's not too high.
What's the weather like?
I don't know. That is a good question.
You ever weigh that?
Could be windy.
Could be windy.
could be rainy.
What part of Illinois is that even in?
I don't know.
If you're gonna take an explosive offense, so I don't like. I mean, I do like it. I don't hate it.
Penn State, I think
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think Illinois has a better quarterback than last year too. So
It's going to be.
Northwestern's in Chicago. Illinois isn't.
They play early. It's going to be like the mid 60s that morning. Wind's not going to be a problem.
What city is the University of Illinois?
Memorial Stadium.
you can't give us a city.
Memorial Stadium is Nebraska Stadium.
I think there's a lot of Memorial Stadiums, just like there's multiple Death Valleys, apparently.
I just know if Kansas is getting 6 yards of carry on you, then
Penn State's going to get some.
not looking good for.
On to the next, boys.
Kansas State at Missouri. Kansas State minus 4.5 over under 48.5. I feel like we got to pick on this.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Kansas State.
Carson is going to be full after this 11 o'clock.
he's
slate.
getting it over with early.
We're going to know his whole weekend by
I've
lunch.
got one game that's not on this sheet, and the other 4 are on this sheet.
Kansas State. Is that what you said? Minus 4.5.
Kansas State minus 4.5 will also be
Correct.
my lock of the week.
Okay.
I'd-
So we got no believers in the Missouri defense.
None.
Nobody's
No.
buying stock in that.
They only beat Middle Tennessee 23-19. That's too close. Now.
Yeah, I want to know who's saying that
It was a
Missouri has
Stats.
the defense.
Stats.
The nerds are.
Well,
the nerds are doing it.
Early season stats. It's not much of.
I don't
Pickens
like
to choose
their
from.
defense enough to stop a 4. I think that line should be 7 in my opinion. 4.5. Give me that all day.
It's an old
Yeah.
rivalry game though. They used to play. Used to be a big deal.
Kansas State has dropped 40 in both of their games.
This is nice.
Yeah,
This is nice.
It is.
Kansas.
We have a little
Updated
TV
our
here.
setup.
We got a little TV, new TV. We had more games in here, more screens. So got it hooked on the iPad so we can see each other's picks and we don't have to just like memorize it and keep notes. So
Champaign, Illinois is where the Fighting Illini play.
I had no clue. where that's at.
Illini. Why do I
won't
keep
even-
saying Illini? It's Illini.
I like that pick a lot. I think it's a good lock. Kansas State third down efficiency 56%.
Man, stats.
If we had one more, and we may have it right here, but me and you may be the only two reading off these back pages.
Yeah.
These two right here may be 11, maybe
I
the
I
early
love
games.
what I'm even picking.
I love a good 11 o'clock slate.
I do too. Y'all
Starts
didn't
my
show up
day.
for the 11 o'clock slate at the house. By
I
the
did.
way.
My games were delayed.
We
I
had
don't
no
have
Don't
a
worry.
person to come
Don't
feed my
worry.
dog.
We rode that hoe out, didn't we?
We did. We
Man,
we set
you
up.
didn't even show
go
up to the
check out
crib
my-
week 1.
Dude,
Sure.
I was in the middle of a dove hunt. What you want me
Week
to do?
1 of football season and shooting birds
my
is more
God.
important.
Did
Oh
you
my
see any
God.
pictures of any dead doves?
Didn't see
I
one.
didn't see one either.
You at least could have Googled one, said I killed this one.
Yeah, that would have been key, wouldn't it?
Yep.
After
had to
hearing
set-
how much alcohol was consumed that night too, I didn't see any photos of you guys just completely plastered. So how do I know?
We're too busy
how do I
living in the
know
moment.
that? How
Too
do
busy
I
living in
know?
the moment,
Not,
man.
not so
Hey.
fast, my friend. I got a really plaster
Okay, there's
photo.
only one photo that I know of, but it is not of you two.
Hey, we're not all iPad kids, man. Too busy living in the moment.
Yeah.
Exactly. So why would I go out and be like, oh look, here's these 3 birds I've got.
All right. Enough of that. What game were we on?
LSU, Mississippi State. We were on Kansas State, but we got our picks
I remember
there.
that. LSU at Mississippi State. That's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
You sure?
That's early.
Seems early.
That should be a night game.
It should be a 2:30 game.
Should be, shouldn't it? But it's not.
All right, LSU's favored 9.5 over under 53.
I don't have a play.
Does anybody have an official play?
Let me make sure on something. I've
We're all scared of it, ain't we?
no,
I'm
it is.
terrified
It's
of it.
11 o'clock. Okay.
We're all scared of it.
Yeah. Nobody's betting anything on this game?
I feel like I should now. I feel like I should go
No,
off script again.
no.
It's
Hey,
reason to get
all
bowler
I'll
boys.
say-
Over under 53.
I was
I'm
con-
gonna take a look.
I was considering it. I remember how the last Tigers I watched play in Starkville perform. Those cowbells are loud.
But they,
Different team, their dog.
yeah, it was a whole different team.
Different
Talking
team.
about when they had Dak Prescott. They were great.
No, they had the Nick Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he broke the SEC
Good
rushing
God,
record
good
in
God.
front of us.
He's
and
a
it
girl.
was-
Yeah,
It was electric.
I'm
That
sure
was
his
the
in,
worst. That was the worst coached defense I've ever seen.
He's probably got some great insurance sales this week.
They were terrible.
Yeah, I wonder what
I
it is.
wonder, yeah.
You think we could get
Jake-
him on the pod?
Him,
You
Jake.
think we could get Nick Fitzgerald on
him,
the pod?
Jake Coker, and well, I'd say Swag Kelly, but he
Swag
wouldn't be
Kelly's
selling
on-
insurance.
yeah.
He'd be selling heroin.
Swag Kelly's playing in Canada.
Yeah, he's a champion now.
Not giving up on
Yeah.
the dream.
No,
He's still trying to get a NFL start.
yeah.
Nick Fitzgerald chasing my dreams one day at a time. What is his dreams now?
What does he do? Travel the world? If he
Mm.
travels the world, dude, there's no way that ankle's holding up. Not after that dislocation from Ole Miss that year.
I don't think he's on a team. He's got like his third picture is Mississippi State.
See what they did
We'll
that
DM
year.
him and see if he wants to come on the pod.
Let me see it.
What they did that year with Nick Fitzgerald's
He
what they
looks
need
like
to do
he-
with Jalen
He
Miller Road
looks like
this
he
year.
weighs 119 pounds solid.
We DM him.
Where
Cast it on the screen.
Yo, oh shit.
he was signed by the Bucks.
Hello there, Nicholas.
Yo, want to hop on?
Okay, he played for St. Louis Battlehawks XFL,
pod.
and then COVID happened. So he's kind of
Nick Fitzgerald.
he played for that XFL, and then now he does nothing.
Max Homa. No, he follows Max Homa. Hey, Max Homa don't follow him. Never mind. All right.
Let's get off of that.
Thought you had
So we don't
something
have a
there,
play
didn't
on
you?
that.
We do not.
What's your
No.
side bet? We have to bet on it.
I'm not.
I'd
taking
bet
If you
Mississippi
have
that.
to- if you
Mississippi
have to
State.
bet it.
Gun to my head, Mississippi State.
Me too.
Plus whatever 9.
Where's the plane
10.
played at? You said
Mississippi
on
State.
Ooh.
I've been in that atmosphere. It's kind of annoying, really.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
I might,
Jeez.
that's a gun in my head.
Don't you say
I may
that.
take the under. I
And
may
to
take the
think
under.
that man was going to spend 4 years down there.
Iowa State at Ohio. Iowa State -3 over under 44. Somebody has to have a play on this, or it wouldn't be on my sheet.
Probably the guy who made me write it in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Iowa State -3.
Oh,
And Carson is almost out of picks.
he is out of pick.
Carson-
No, I've
He's
got
got
one more.
one
I've got one more. Ohio lost to San Diego State. I don't know how many people were in that living room sweating that week 0 game with me. San Diego State looked terrible.
They've gotten better this year, though.
Ohio, I think the only player Ohio's got is their quarterback.
Is he healthy?
And if he gets hurt, look out. I will take the -3.
Is he still hurt, though?
I'm not. I'll have to check into it. I mean,
You
even
need to
still,
know
they're a
that.
one-man show.
You need to know that.
You think Ohio? Who's Ohio got? Who do they have?
This man thought Navy was going to cover, so you can't really go off of him. I know he went 5-0.
They don't. He's
I
healthy.
feel like his 5-0 washes the Navy bet.
It does because
I
it was
feel
a.
like 5-0 washes
Yeah.
it.
What'd you say? Minus
4 and
3 on
He
that.
was so confident.
4
That's
and
what I
1
didn't
doesn't.
like about it.
4. It's week 0 though. You're confident about random. You're
We didn't even hit.
fiending.
We didn't even
You're
hit the.
fiending.
Yeah, we didn't even hit the lock parlay. We had 3 picks.
And that was because of me and you. We'd lost both of our
Hey,
locks.
brother.
And San
I was
Diego
in it
State
with you.
covered.
Hey, we were trying to ride out the storm right there, okay?
Iowa State held their own versus Iowa last weekend, 20-13.
it
If
was
we'd have went
miserable.
smart, we'd have both
No one
went
cares
no-
about your Iowa State bet.
You big Iowa boy. So keep on doubting Iowa State -3. I didn't know you guys were big Ohio fans.
Hey,
Whoa, that's not what we're talking about.
Iowa
Navy
State.
over
Iowa
here.
State killed Ohio last year, 43-10.
Say that again one more time.
Iowa State killed Ohio last year. I'm pretty sure Ohio is the same team this year, so
Run it up again. Son.
take the -3.
Take it. It's -3. A field goal, guys. Come on now.
And Ohio covered 6-3-1 against the spread last year,
We're not living in the past.
but we play at Ohio.
You got it too?
I've got
No.
Black Air Force energy this week, guys, and I'm taking the -3.
Bro, it is going to be
God.
football weather Saturday.
What's the weather like in
Everywhere in that area is like mid-70s.
Iowa State got beat by Iowa this week. You're talking shit about my Iowa Hawkeyes.
He
No, I'm saying
said
they
the score.
managed to keep
Iowa
it
State
within
got-
reason.
He owned that.
Okay.
They managed to keep it within reason.
I don't.
Alright.
You
Can
make
we
up
move
this
on
game.
from this game? Can we get off of it?
Yeah.
Are we done with it?
Do y'all want this
No,
to
because
go
I
down?
had Iowa going. Somebody here had Iowa
Shut up.
going winning their conference. Did they not? At least going to the game,
I have
championship
them in
game.
the championship game.
All right. Here we go.
Wisconsin got beat. They're at the top of their division, by the way.
Who?
Iowa.
I know. I'm saying if you're going to win your conference, you should have a more than a 20-13 versus Iowa
They just gotta
State.
hope they're
They just got to win the games, brother.
They just gotta
Oh,
hope they're
okay.
23
Okay.
points a game.
The
holds
record
out.
doesn't show against the spread. We just got to win the games.
Okay.
Iowa's. They're 2-0. Wisconsin got beat. That's the only other team in their division.
They can be
Trash. They're
10-0.
trash.
They're the worst football team to watch. I swear.
Dude, it's horrible.
Yeah, they're a one-man show.
It's not even that.
I've watched low conference high school football. Be
It's
more
their game
entertaining
There's
than
plan.
only
watching Iowa
one other
play.
team. We're 2 weeks into the season.
Dude,
There's only
look. You're talking to a table
No,
full
no,
of
no,
no
no.
one.
I've-
No one else here besides you is going to sit down and watch an Iowa football game. And
I know.
if you want to,
Y'all
sit
wouldn't
down,
let me turn it on. I
That's
don't know
that.
what
That's the
happened.
division.
Exactly.
That's the division.
Their division has one other team that's undefeated, and we're only 2 weeks into
Is
Is it
Minnesota.
Ooh.
Oh, dude,
Minnesota's 2-0. Iowa's 2-0.
Minnesota won't be
Illinois, Purdue, Wisconsin,
Minnesota's
Northwest.
got an out of conference game this week though,
They're-
so this
they're
loss does
getting-
not technically matter.
You're right. It doesn't.
-3. Take it.
All right. Central Michigan at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's favored a hefty 33.5.
And
Over
for
under.
my final, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
please don't.
I'm just
You
kidding.
made it to 130.
From the top rope, Carson
I'm just kidding.
Steele.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Anybody have anything on this
I'm gonna take it as a side bet.
side bet?
Yeah.
You're just testing that Notre Dame.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
ride
just
it till
that,
the wheels
dude.
fall off.
I'm full in on it right now.
I
At
like
this
it.
point.
I'm off of it.
Sam Hartman looked very handsome on game day, did he not? His beard, his flow.
How do we
What's
feel?
the name of the guy?
I don't like the rib.
The
The
rib.
beer that you had.
No, that's
get into
cool.
your head.
That's cool.
I knew
The rib's
Carson.
cool.
I knew Carson would love that. He's a big necklace guy. Big
Yeah.
The
foreign
rib-
necklace.
No, what was it? Who's the character in the Rapunzel movie? The guy.
You're asking
Flynn?
the wrong
Flynn
demographic.
Rider?
I figured
Flynn
you know.
Of
Rider?
course.
I love this guy.
I can
no.
go the distance.
You see how he played that off like he did.
Yeah, he was like, I
He's
don't
like,
know.
I don't know Flynn
Actually-
Rider though.
Actually,
Flynn Rider.
Then
No.
he gave us his whole government name.
now
Yeah.
Sam Hartman looks
What's
like
his
that
middle
guy.
name, dog?
If Sam Hartman was a cartoon, he would be that guy.
Yeah, he's handsome. He looked very handsome on College Game Day.
If he doesn't have a future in the NFL, he has a future on The Bachelor.
Yeah, for sure. Like Love Island, something's gonna pick him up.
Yeah.
Get this man. You think he'd have a Head and Shoulders NIL deal by now with that flow?
Yeah,
Dude, he
for
doesn't.
real.
Does he have a flow now?
He's like
Yeah,
a mullet.
have you not
He's
seen
like a
this,
mullet.
man? He had
It's
a-
like a
pull up a
meaty
picture.
mullet.
He had
I'll pull
a,
him up. Look, we have the thing here.
he had a shaved head.
He's got better hair than Trevor Lawrence.
Dude, he's changed his hairstyle.
Trevor Lawrence's hair is straight down, no volume.
He's a good guy. Did you see after the game? He waited for the band to quit
if
playing.
Logan had long hair, it would look a lot like Trevor Lawrence's.
Yeah,
He waited.
sadly.
He waited for the band to quit playing so he could
is-
celebrate.
He is a handsome fella.
He
He's a
could be
good
kin of
guy.
Dansby Swanson.
Dansby doesn't have that height.
Right there in
He
that
was-
picture, he looks like Todd from
I'm just talking about looks.
David's Vlogs, where he's wearing the 10 jersey.
Looks pretty handsome.
Good looking dude.
Very
Yeah.
good looking dude.
We all have girlfriends, by the way.
Yeah, I had to shield the TV, so
Yeah, I did too. I turned it off. I flipped it over to Fox, watched Mark Ingram. I was like, hey, don't look.
Like, hey, babe, you got
Did y'all
blood.
see what he ran over
he trucked that
destroying?
guy.
He ran over
Yeah.
destroying.
Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
mean, he said he was trying to get him to do it, but I don't believe that.
Is Mark Ingram? He's not in the league anymore, is
He
he?
could be.
No, he retired last year.
Yeah,
He's on Fox now. He's on their halftime show, and he's doing good. He came out TCU Colorado game.
Yeah,
I think he came out on a horse. It was pretty cool.
it was pretty badass.
All right, moving on.
Big game.
Considered Mark Ingram, Alabama, traveling to South Florida, USF. What a road game for Bama. Minus 31.5, over under 61.5. They do not respect that Alabama defense after Texas ate them up. Anybody got a play on it?
I got a side play.
Side play?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the point.
Any official picks on it?
Any official picks?
You could say
We're
it's
scared of
you
it,
could
ain't we?
well you
We're
could say
scared.
it's a bounce back week, or you could say they're looking ahead to Ole Miss already because they just got their ass whooped by
I don't know.
Texas.
I think
Ole
they
Miss
got, I
ain't
think
good
they
enough
know
to
they
look
gotta.
ahead.
I think they know they got to put up points to like, be like, hey,
Ole Miss
we're
ain't
still-
good enough.
They may not cover it, but they probably will.
You got a pissed off Nick Saban coming to town. I wouldn't hate taking Bama.
How
in
much
the
does that
points.
mean
Yeah.
Can I
anymore?
pre-take Bama next week against Ole Miss? That may be.
Set the line, early line.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Whose line is it anyway?
Is it at Tuscaloosa?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Bama -10.
No.
Yeah, that's definitely where they're going to have it at.
I like it.
I like
For
minus.
sure.
I like minus 13.
Ole Miss is probably coming in there undefeated, too.
It's somewhere between
I'll make
touchdown,
it-
field goal, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'll make it a minus 13 right here.
All right, what are you taking it at? So you would take it if it's -10.
What are you going to do if Ole Miss comes out favored
Yes.
by 3 points?
They will not do
I'm
that.
taking
I'm
Bama as a
taking-
dog.
I will
Yeah.
close my 401k out if I can. Run up there.
It'll be in that sticky spot, over 10, but not over 14. It'll be somewhere in there. I would.
12 and a half.
I'm not
I wouldn't
going
take it
with
at 13 if it
I'm
ended
not
up being
going with it
13.
over and
I
10.
think I'll take anything under 2 touchdowns for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say anything under 14.
I still think
I'll
they'll.
take 14.
I still think it'll be a whooping.
I'll take 14 for a push.
Okay.
I take the over probably.
I think 14 and a half. I'd probably
All
be
right,
weird.
we'll get on that next week.
Yep. Tune in next week. East Carolina at App State. App State -9.5 over under 49. There's got to be a play on this, Grayson.
My last one. You got one too?
No,
I've got App State.
I knew.
Why is this on
I
my
just
sheet?
put. That's why I put it on there. I knew somebody had it.
Carson's literally got all 5 picks.
They hung around North Carolina all day. North Carolina looked stupid.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm not looking into that one too hard, but I think if you can
are.
hang out with North Carolina and Drake May, surely to God you can get -9.5 versus East Carolina.
East
Carson-
Carolina, why do they party so hard?
North Carolina?
East Carolina.
Dude, what else are you going to do at East Carolina?
Yeah, but there's a lot of other schools because they don't have like a great.
Yeah, but if you're
Ball
going to
team.
North Carolina,
Hey,
East
it's a
Carolina.
very formal school,
Can
and
I bu-
then so like the part of your kids, they're like, oh, let's take on the little school.
can I buy that at -9? Surely you can come
Would you
down.
rather
a
have it
hook. I don't want the
-9?
hook.
Yeah, we can give you
Okay.
-9. We can find you that.
It's at home and the great atmosphere. App State. App State. I think they were, like, all right. You think
They,
North Carolina's going to beat us by 18? Let's come out here and let's lay the whooping on East Carolina.
There's been a
It
lot
don't
of.
matter what North Carolina, South Carolina, East Carolina. Don't matter. App State by 40.
What about Duke?
There's been a lot of hype around the
What are you talking
Carolinas.
about?
There's
Duke's
been
in
a
North
lot.
Carolina.
There's a couple -9s out there for
Well,
1 team.
that's a different story.
Duke's in North Carolina. Wake Forest is in North Carolina.
There's a lot of
I'll
North
be
Carolinas.
glad when we're done
man.
betting on
App
anybody
State's-
from Carolina. Either one.
App State's in North
Boom.
Carolina.
No comment.
Okay.
We have the boys.
Moving
dressing.
on. More Carolina.
Minnesota at North Carolina.
Hmm.
North Carolina -7. Grayson, are you back in on them?
I'm not.
Over under 49.5.
Not with Minnesota. When I saw a game with Minnesota go 3-0 at halftime, I'm not touching this game.
Not me, boys.
I'm not either.
I've got North Carolina
Really?
as an official pick.
Okay. Never mind.
Wow. See, we've been doing this for a little bit now, and I can kind of sense when I'm looking at a game if I need to put
Spiders.
it on there.
Spider senses are tingling.
The old Peter Tingle.
Do you hang that at 7 or?
Yeah, I'm hanging it at 7.
Is it at North Carolina?
Yeah. I don't think it matters.
I don't think they're.
Let's
gonna-
just hope the East Coast is not underwater this week again.
Oh well, I don't think it really matters.
No,
if
it
y'all
does.
watch Minnesota week 1, you know that we're not going to go there.
You don't think they're going to row the boat?
Huh?
Not going to row the boat this
They
week?
couldn't row the boat against Nebraska. They sure as hell are not rowing the boat against Drake May in North Carolina.
I think I sold my stock in Drake May in North Carolina after last week. I ain't gonna lie.
Hurt.
I really thought they were gonna. I thought they were a better team. Maybe South Carolina's just as very bad.
No, it wasn't Drake May.
It wasn't Drake
Appalachian
May,
State's
it
just a good ball
They,
team.
Yeah.
they
No,
knew what
they're
to
not.
expect. They knew
No,
what to
they are.
expect.
They weren't last
from
year, and
last
then they
year.
went. Last year they gave up like 64 points, 40 in the fourth quarter to App State, and App State was not a good ball club then. They were in the bottom half of the Sun Belt.
It was an embarrassing bet, and I will not be messing with them for a little while.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm waning off of it. Northwestern at Duke, battle of the prestigious. Duke's favored 18.5 over under 46.5.
Who's becoming a doctor or a lawyer today?
Yeah,
This is just here to see if anybody's jumping on the Duke wagon yet.
not at 18.5. I'm not.
Yeah.
I think Northwestern probably is the worst G or Power 5 team. Still not 18.5.
I'm off of it anyway.
On to the next.
All right, we got San Diego State at Oregon State. Oregon State's favored a hefty 24.5 over under 48.5.
It's too many points, man. I'm about to go with my. What are they? The Aztecs.
Tatum.
24.5.
Official pick.
Official pick.
Why do you want to do that to yourself and
Because-
watch such a shitty ball game?
Dude, he's into the little
I,
schools.
I was
He's fighting
conflicted
for
with
the
this because I
blue
think
collar.
Oregon State's really good this year. I do, and they're also going into what does they call it, Beaver Stadium too, or no?
Yeah.
Do they call it Beaver Stadium even though Penn State does the same thing?
Maybe. I don't know.
I like the 24.5. I mean, it's probably the riskiest bet I've got on my board, but I'm gonna ride with it and see what happens.
Remember when Carson said he was going to bet underdog?
I did this because of Carson, and then he bailed on me.
Talk myself out of it, man. Garbage time touchdowns.
So
Anybody else got to play on this?
There'll be a dog next week. Maybe.
Yeah,
It'll be
plus
the
one.
Georgia Bulldogs minus like
Yeah.
3,000.
And the dog is a Georgia Bulldogs.
All right. Speaking of South Carolina at Georgia at 2:30, CBS minus 27.5. Over under 54.5. Jacob, what's your pick?
You've got to, or I'll cuss you out.
It's straight underdog here.
Yeah, you better
Oh,
take it.
no.
I'm
You had
riding
him
with Shane Beamer and the boys at South Carolina.
Back-to-back dogs,
Back-to-back dogs.
both starting with the
Are you
letter
just?
S.
Are you gonna? You should take them money line, because you said they were gonna beat Georgia this year.
You can sprinkle that by yourself.
I think you should take the 27.5. If you know what's good for you, take the 27.5.
I may actually buy the half and go with 28.
Yeah, I don't know you there either. So the official pick, South Carolina plus 27.5. Not a lock, is it?
No.
Thank God.
Woo-wee.
We have a shot at getting the beer.
Yeah, I don't love the
I
pick.
hope they.
Is there
come
only-
out. I hope they cover this 27
No,
and a half.
I like your determination to stick with Beamer ball after getting embarrassed by North Carolina.
You know,
Hey man,
what did Georgia
what
end
is
up beating
Georgia?
them?
Hold on. What is Georgia proven this year?
Not much.
Okay.
You're going to get a mouthful this week.
Well,
Clip this. What's Georgia proof? Oh,
Take
man.
that with some salt, folks.
let
Hey,
me go.
that-
Hey, hold on. I want everybody to lock eyes with me right now. All right. Shane Beamer is the guy for South Carolina. All right.
There is
He
no-
is what they need, and they are what Shane Beamer needs. Okay.
Georgia this year
And we're
feels.
going. Are we going? Hold on. Do they go to South
Over-
Carolina? Do
over,
they got?
under?
They got to go to Columbia? Have y'all ever
No,
lived
it's
at
at
Columbia?
It's at
It's
Georgia.
at Georgia, buddy.
God, bud. His confidence just went melted.
They only played with them last year
Over-
at South Carolina.
Over under 1.5 onside kicks.
Oh, dude, you're getting one. You're getting one to open up the second half for sure.
All right, so
There
over and
will
under
be a
over
fight.
under a half onside kicks.
Yeah.
There's going to be one.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's going to be a lot of
Georgia,
fakes.
Over
There-
under 2 turnovers.
If
South
South
Carolina.
Carolina gets into the red zone and they don't score, fake field goal all day.
Georgia could score the 55 on their own this game.
That rush is going to
He
get
doesn't
to
know what he's
Rattler.
talking about. Okay.
If Beamer can get, if he can turn that program around
tell me
and
why
actually
you
get,
tell me why you think South Carolina can't cover 28 points against Georgia.
I mean,
Who does Georgia play next week?
Georgia-
South Carolina,
Who does Georgia
couldn't-
They don't
next
play
week?
anybody
South
else.
Carolina couldn't beat North
Who does-
Carolina, and North
Who
Carolina
does
sucks.
Georgia play next week?
South Carolina. This is why South Carolina gave up 9 sacks to a Mac Brown led North
It may
Carolina
be a
team.
different team,
No
dude.
offensive
Okay,
line.
all right.
In
Hold
2
on, time
weeks.
out. No,
2
time
weeks.
out. If we're gonna talk about that, all right.
Georgia has an all
we
NFL.
have-
He is fighting
we
for
have-
his life
We have
right now.
1 week, okay, postpartum Alabama getting their ass kicked against fucking Texas. All right. If
Texas
they
much
fucking
better
go
ball
into
club. Go ahead.
okay, then Georgia.
No, I'm saying I think it's a different circumstance, but go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's much different.
Now I fucking lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
I think if North Carolina can get 9 sacks, Georgia has an all NFL defense.
I'm not saying that they can't,
think
but
they
I'm
can get
also
20
saying
sacks.
at the same time, Georgia's
I
not
like-
coming for people's throats.
I like
They're
the
not.
confidence.
I like you sticking with your guns.
I am, dude.
I bet the
I've got
under
to.
on Georgia twice and it's covered, so
There-
they're
there
not
you
just
go.
running it up.
Oh, they're going to.
Okay.
I'm just not
Probably
going to.
Grace is fixing a rebound right here. I got to play on Georgia.
And my
I gotta
lock is
play on
Georgia.
my lock is
27.
They play. South Carolina ain't touched Georgia in a minute
Since 2019, they beat Georgia in 2019.
Because Jake Fromm had a migraine.
Kirby wasn't what he is now. He didn't.
Dude,
have
he
what
just played in
has.
the national championship like the season before that.
You got to think that game was close to what, like halftime last year, first quarter halftime, and then they
What'd they
beat
beat them by?
48-7. They just pissed them off.
He said that so good. What they beat them
That
by?
was out. That was at South Carolina
Yeah.
too.
They did
Better
cover.
team, too.
South
They had
Carolina did
Stetson
cover
Bennett.
2
Now they
years
got this
ago.
little freakazoid in the backfield.
Carson Beck.
He
yeah.
looks like an alien.
I don't
dude.
like him.
I don't either. That's why I'm taking Shane Beamer and the boys.
He's gross looking.
I mean, honestly, these are two of the worst looking quarterbacks you've ever
If
seen.
you care, if
Honestly, if they like, they look like they walked off the same spaceship.
if you
together.
care or not,
You need a
since
bomb.
2017.
Quit trying to talk me out of Shane.
No,
Beamer
I'm trying
and
to
the
help
boys.
you here. Since 2017, it's been South Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Georgia. So this year would technically in scheme be South Carolina cover.
Put me on that shit. Put me on them.
You need to buy it 28.5.
Okay, let's
Uh,
get
let's
off
do-
this game.
All right, Oklahoma at Tulsa. Oklahoma minus 27.5. That's a crisp little number there.
That was for Carson. He's already spent his
No, not
money.
until
Carson's out of picks. I
not
don't know
until
what
I
you're
see
talking.
that they can clean it up on third down, and they're not getting that high of a spread
That was his
again.
second most stressful game to bet on.
I had 3 heart attacks on that deck the other night.
They were terrible, dude.
They're horrible. They're fucking horrible.
So you see Texas beating
I'm
Oklahoma?
not even gonna comment on this one. I'm fixing to rebound off of that last
Texas is gonna kick that
last
ass.
game, and I know who's picking this next game. All right,
All right, Western Kentucky at Ohio State.
let's hear it, bitch.
Ohio State
Let's
minus
fucking hear it.
27.5 over under 63.5. Do we have an
Just-
official play?
Yeah, we do.
Even I
Look at no
I have
bullshit.
seen how bad Ohio State looks this year. I'm not touching this game.
Liar.
I just
Pussy.
wanted you to be baited
Pussy.
into it. I'm not touching this
Pussy
game.
if you don't.
I got an official play.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh damn!
I got the under 63.
I love that.
Nothing fun, but
The under, you have the under.
I got
Oh,
that.
that's my boy right
63.5.
I like that.
Yeah,
I may side play that.
I don't. Ohio State's having trouble scoring. I don't think Western Kentucky's a slouch. I don't think they're good.
there. Hey, hold on.
I think Ohio State's defense is good.
Don't be
I
saying
don't
that.
think their offense is great, and it's not clicking right now. I think this may be a look-ahead game. Notre Dame, they're working on some stuff, whatever. So, I like the under 63.5. That's a lot of points. No Ohio State games got close to that. If they can't get that to Youngstown State, they ain't gonna get it here.
I couldn't cover versus what do you call them? Mom blank. Hang on to my notes.
Who they
Dude,
play?
it's so weird. to
Youngstown State was last week. I don't even remember who the first week was.
Indiana. That's why I was almost
Indiana.
taking
watch. But
Indiana.
hold
They
on,
couldn't
time out,
even
time
cover
out.
versus Indiana.
Indiana plays Ohio State very good every year. I don't know if y'all have seen that the past few years.
Well, it's kind of like Purdue late in the season. They always upset somebody. Typically Ohio State.
Very true.
I got holes. That game was Mo Bama was rocking that stadium.
I just know somebody's got to pick on this next game.
Tulane at Southern Miss. Tulane minus 11.5.
Hey,
over
that-
under. Trappy.
That line's generous because it's probably already changed. That line was jumping all over the place.
I have Tulane.
I just want to see it real quick, and we'll confirm.
I can give you
Is their quarterback gonna play?
I'm not worried about the
Does it
quarterback
matter?
play.
No,
No,
it's
Southern Miss
12.
just got
It's 12.5 now.
Southern Miss just got
13s. I'm seeing as well.
Southern Miss just got thrashed by Florida State. So I'm definitely taking Tulane after
Official pick?
Yeah, on an official pick. After taking that loss to Ole Miss, they got to come out and prove something themselves. Also,
It's gonna be minus 12.5. Is that all right?
That's
Yeah, that
fine with
11.5
me.
was beautiful today, huh?
you said minus 12.5.
12.5 is the best I can get you right now. Most of the majors got you on 13, but I'll get you 12.5.
Thanks,
It's
brother.
at Southern Miss, ain't it?
Is that Southern Miss?
Do you think that really matters?
You think Brett Favre's gonna be
You
there?
ever been to Hattiesburg? Have y'all, any of y'all ever been
Jacob's
to Hattiesburg?
been. Jacob's
I've been to Hattiesburg. Okay, there is nothing there.
What, a zoo?
There's
Dude,
a zoo.
do not make fun of that zoo.
It's a cool zoo.
That's the greatest zoo of all time.
Is that where
That's
Harambe
the only. Is there another? Does
Cincinnati.
anybody here know of another zoo where you can go and buy a double shot hurricane, get on a train, and get absolutely plastered by looking at like tigers and shit?
I don't.
Pretty cool.
I don't support zoos. Animals deserve to be free. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why you keep your dog pinned up in the house all day instead of
No,
outside?
that
He
was-
likes sleeping on the
Bullshit.
bed.
I
bro.
call
that
bullshit.
was your liberal Carson take
Yeah.
of the day.
I don't like to see a
You
lion
have
in a cage,
you
man.
have a 90-foot tall black Labrador retriever, and you're gonna keep him inside, pinned up in a house.
What's he gonna do
to
out back?
shit on your newly?
He wants to come
Plant-
inside. He likes the air.
Well-
He's from the streets. He's earned this.
Yeah, he's a puss now.
Yeah,
He
he
wants to
is.
stay inside.
He is.
I'm sorry. I'm giving my dog the life he deserves, man.
You took the dog out of him.
I'm gonna bite one of your friends when
Oh
he comes
my
over.
god!
Right.
If you would just pet the motherfucker.
Dude, I petted him, and then he was like, "Yeah, straight turn."
All right. Anybody else got to play on the Tulane Southern Miss game?
I'm sorry that you like lines being locked up.
I will take a side bet on Tulane for sure, but
Thanks, brother.
I didn't include it on.
Yeah,
my
I'm
official.
shocked you didn't take that one. As high as you've been on Tulane.
I love
Yeah.
Tulane.
Hold on. Time out. I remember a specific tweet last week.
Yeah, it didn't age well.
Do you mind reading that off for me?
I can find it.
I thought for sure you would take that.
Logan's only
Oh,
running the
yeah,
board
yeah,
on
yeah,
over-unders
yeah.
right now. It's kind of.
Do you want me to read it off?
I can
Oh,
find
last
it.
time I did
gotta
that,
look.
you
I
seen
wanna
what
get it
happened.
back in
I
a
want you
minute.
to read
Seen
it.
what
Hold on.
Scared
I
to
want, I want dead silence when he reads this.
There's a lot of tweets I got to scroll through.
No,
All right, I found out something. When I'm watching games by myself, that's when I'm just firing off takes on Twitter. Because if I'm with y'all, I can just say them out loud. When I'm not with y'all, I have no one to say them to.
Exactly.
So I was watching games Sunday all by myself. I'm just firing off tweets. Just back and forth. Just firing off tweets. And that's what happens on a lot of Celtics games. That's why I tweet so much, because I'm watching by myself. All right. Which one was it?
Dude, I could have said something right there, but I'm keeping it inside.
I love this Tulane team. I still do. I'm going to bet it. It's just not one of my 5 picks here.
So why is it not one of your 5 picks? You think they're not going to cover
Yeah,
that
brother.
spread?
If you love them,
I do love them.
like Carson loves his dog,
There's
take them outside.
last week was their Super Bowl. At home, Ole Miss. If they win that game, they're flirting with college playoff.
In the Big 12 they're in the Big 12. They have
No,
to play.
they're not in the Big 12.
They're not? Not this year?
No, they're in the
I thought
American.
they went
They didn't
with,
make the jump. No.
Oh.
That was
Why did
UCF,
UCF make the jump?
UCF and Houston, Cincinnati. They're in the American still.
Okay.
I think it's a trap game.
I just think they're coming off that game. Vibes are low. They knew they could have won that game.
Are they could they be any lower than Southern Miss, though? Southern
No,
Miss
I mean,
just got completely
I told you
thrashed
I'm
by
betting
Florida
on it,
State.
but I'm just not going to put it on my 5.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to bet on it. I'm going to put some side action on it. I still
Okay.
love it. If Pratt plays, I love it. I think that line's going to jump to 14.5.
Okay.
All right, let's take a little break here, and then we'll get into the evening games. Sound good?
It'll work.
All right, we're back on the second half of the Week 3 preview and picks. We're going to start out at 4 p.m. Washington at Michigan State. Washington's favored 15.5. Over under 57.5. Michigan State's got a lot of allegations thrown out there. Mel Tucker's.
I'm taking Washington on a side bet here.
Oh, side bet. All right. Anybody got an official play on this Mel Tucker game?
I think that's the biggest reason I'm staying away from it. I thought about it.
Yeah,
I kind of like Washington in it, but I'm off of it.
I don't like 15.5 for some reason.
It felt like a lot at
They're blowing,
Sparty.
they're blowing bad teams out. But
They haven't.
how about they blow?
They have
Boise State won.
They have a slow start every week so far. They're
Yeah.
slow, and then they just accelerate.
But I
We
think
learned
that's
that with
their
the first quarter,
I
first
think-
half bets.
I think that's their script plays, and I think if you watch their games every week, I think they run the same script every first quarter.
This one gave me the vibes of Baylor last week. I thought Baylor would choke, and they came back and won or they didn't win, but they covered the spread. And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen in this game for some odd reason.
You know, Michigan State doesn't have a head coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're bringing
That's what I'm
back-
saying. Like the
They're
way
bringing back old boy to
I know
help.
that's what I'm saying, but like the way Baylor lost their quarterback and everybody was high on
Oh,
them
yeah.
to cover the spread. I think this is going to be the same scenario.
I
Everybody's,
got you.
they don't have a coach. Everybody hammer this.
I don't know. I think a head coach is a little different than a quarterback.
What's more important?
A head coach.
They're bringing back their old coach to help. So I don't know. They may play hard for him.
All right, moving on to the 6 o'clock slate. South Alabama at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's favored 7 even. Over under 47. You got a play on that?
I thought about it, but I'm clear on it. Maybe a side bet. I figure Oklahoma State will cover, but they could not. South Alabama is supposed to be one of the better teams in that conference this year, so we'll see how it plays out.
All right, we'll move on to the next one. Big one that evening, I guess. Probably my most anticipated game of the weekend. Tennessee at Florida. Tennessee's favored 6.5. Over under is 58.5. Anybody got an official pick on this?
I've got an official pick on that under 58.5.
And go ahead and lock me in with Tennessee at 6.5.
All right. I'm going to join you. Tennessee minus 6.5, and that's going to be my lock.
Oh,
mine
boy.
too.
So
Let's ride
double
it out.
locking that. I like it.
Oh, I can feel the sweat running down my head.
Yeah, I
right
just
now.
got very tense.
These Florida Gators will show up.
So you had the
Yeah.
under, Grayson?
I've got the under 58.5. This is going to be a fun game.
I
Go
really,
ahead and clip that. Florida Gators show up.
I think I'm gonna take a side bet on that under as well because I think Florida's defense. That's the only thing they got. They dang sure
think-
ain't got anything going on offense.
Exactly. I think, if anything, the way they held Utah down, lower scoring than they could have been, I think, at the Swamp. Tennessee's
Utah
Tennessee's
was
going to win.
playing without their starting quarterback.
It don't matter. I think Tennessee can win this game fairly
Azuka
easy.
Milton's fixing to come in and air.
That's
This
fine. I just don't
motherfucker
think
out.
I don't think it'll be a blowout. I mean, really.
6.5. I like that spread. Even
do
on
too.
the road, I don't know that I could be lower on this Florida Gator team. They're going to show up.
Graham Mertz is
because
ass.
Graham Mertz is terrible. He's very bad.
Yeah.
And
Their DC is nice. So that's about it on this Florida team.
they're going to show up for this game. It's a rival. It's at the Swamp. Like, they're going to show up, but 6.5, I feel like it's enough. I can cover that late, sometime.
So
That game can be flirtatious for the first half. We're going to sweat it. We're going to sweat that one out.
this will be the 4th week of betting, right? So every week prior, other than last week, we've had 3-team locks.
Yeah, we've shared a lot.
Last week we hit with a 4-team lock, which is wild.
Maybe the curse.
So
Yeah.
if we don't,
That's
Yeah.
what's crazy is that was the hardest one to hit, and we hit it.
and we hit it by miracle.
Yeah, but that was a lot of luck at the end there for us on that one.
Yeah. So our lock parlay is going to be Tennessee minus 6.5, Penn State minus 14, Kansas State minus 4.5. It's gonna be a nice little. It's gonna be a nice little parlay right there. 3 teams. That's all we got to hit.
Only 3. I've had that thought in my head before.
Oh,
This
man.
is going to be a very, show
This
me
is
what you're made of
yeah.
Tennessee game. Like, I want to see what Tennessee's made of. Are they going to be the same Tennessee as last year? Or are they going to regress?
I don't think they'll be that of last year, but I mean they still could kill Florida if they wanted to.
I think they have way better athletes than
If
Florida.
this game was 7.5, I wouldn't touch it.
No.
I mean, like, I'm
Realistically,
not very
you like
confident.
the touchdown looks good. So
Yeah. All
anyway,
right. Miami, Ohio at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's favored 14, over under 46.
you're wondering why you're looking at this game. I'm taking Cincinnati minus 14.
Also am official.
I brought him up last week, and I was like, what's Cincinnati doing? And then I kind of looked into it. I'm all in. My only concern that I've noticed after I had this pick is they play Oklahoma next week, so I hope they're not looking ahead to that game. But that is my final pick.
I didn't know they played Oklahoma next
I
week.
didn't either,
But
that's why.
Miami, Ohio is not very good.
Miami
No.
killed them, and this is kind of a semi-battle for Ohio, like a mini battle.
I don't know. I like Cincinnati minus 14. That
I do
would
too.
be
What's Miami's record right now? Do you?
Undefeated.
Are they actually undefeated?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dang.
they stomped A&M, bro.
2-0.
I mean,
Yeah, this is their only other win was Miami, Ohio. So
Okay. Anybody else got anything on this? Any side bets? Nothing. 14 is very pushable. I feel like.
13.5 would be lovely.
13.
but
No, 13.5.
It was pretty dead even all
14.
day.
Yeah. All right. Next, we'll go to JMU at Troy. Troy minus 2, over under 48.
I'm clear on this game.
I think I'm the only one with the pick left.
You are.
Okay. So should we want to talk about these games?
I mean, if
or do
you see
just want
one
me to
that
give me
all
my
right,
pick, or
if you can wait on your pick, we can just kind of scan through.
all right, I'll go ahead and get 6:30 slate.
can I guess your last pick?
Yeah,
Syracuse.
Don't tell us.
I'll give
Wait.
you one guess apiece.
Yeah, let me get my pick.
I almost took Syracuse today.
You're a dirty dog, so
Filthy, never
you're,
bad.
you're dirty. You could not resist. You
It's
could
not
not
in a
resist
bad.
Arkansas minus 9.5.
I'm off the Razorbacks until Rocket comes
Oh,
back.
Jacob,
Not
you know
all-
what it
yeah,
is.
come on,
Jacob.
Jacob.
Alley-oop.
You're our last hope.
You see it, you know it.
Pitt minus 1.
Bing, bing, bing.
It will be Pitt minus 1 at West Virginia. I think West Virginia is still bad. I think Pitt's a better team.
You know what I've got to say to that?
What's that?
Eat shit, Pitt.
That was legendary. I seen it on Twitter or something.
Yeah.
That
So-
woman was pissed.
All right.
She
So we'll-
was. She
She turned around.
did.
any other plays? We got Arkansas minus 9.5. BYU coming to town. Any other side bets you see on what we got left here?
I'm like you. I'm staying away from Arkansas until they show what they are.
I'm
And
just waiting until Rocket comes back. When Rocket comes back, I'm all back in. I'm back in.
What about Ole Miss, Georgia Tech? Is that a trap game, or are they looking ahead to Bama? A wounded Bama?
I think just out of my hatred to Ole Miss, I'm going. Nah, Georgia Tech's bad. I'm not taking.
They're
that.
bad,
I'm
dude.
Not taking it. They're bad.
I'm off that game.
I want to know what your opinion on Colorado this week is.
Yeah, Jacob.
Told you we're not talking about it.
Why are we not talking about? We should
22
have
and a half is a
definitely.
lot, man. But they run the. they run the
I'm
score
taking
up.
it as a side bet.
They've got Oregon next week, man.
I have to ride with Dion and the rest of the bus.
They can beat Oregon is what's crazy. Like Oregon
I'm
does
telling
not
you,
look that
and
impressive.
if they lose to Oregon, do not be shocked if they come out the next week and look on fire and upset USC. This is what I've been trying to say. Like they're not shabby. They had turnovers this weekend. I know it was still Nebraska, but
I mean, I'm not discrediting them at all.
I hadn't looked enough into
way up here.
Colorado State, so
They're
Oh,
nothing.
they're nothing.
They're nothing. It's just the fact that they might be looking ahead to Oregon. I think Bowling Green's going to cover that spread against Michigan. Don't hold me to it, but I think that 30.5 is too many points.
Maybe I'm not
39 and a half.
completely sold on Michigan yet.
Well, we hadn't had a reason to be. Just
I want
dead
to see them play
sold.
somebody, but TCU at Houston. TCU minus 7. Anybody got on that?
I don't know what Houston's like this year. TCU doesn't
I
impress
don't
me.
think Houston's gonna be good. I think I'm gonna take TCU minus 7 side bet.
yeah, this is one I'm gonna have to sit down and watch a few teams like that and see what they're all about.
I like Kansas at Nevada, 27.5.
Arkansas wants that. What was that spread?
Did it go down?
9.5.
It's at 8 now.
Yeah, that's going to end up making me take
I'm
that.
taking Arkansas. Yeah, for sure. Side bet. Taking Arkansas.
That's kind of all I got. Week 3. What is it? Week 3? Yeah. Week 3 is going to be interesting.
What was some of the ones that had you on the fence? Like you thought about picking, then
I took.
I thought about Pitt. And that's why.
I was big on FIU plus 10 against UConn, but then it went down to like 8 because everybody hammered it. Thanks to fucking Bill Connor.
I was on Colorado up until the last minute. I was going to take Michigan State plus 16 just to be a dog and somehow hang with Washington. I don't see it happening really. So
I was flirting with Indiana or plus 10 versus Louisville. It's a neutral site game, and Indiana's unbeaten versus the spread this season.
it's early on.
But the minus 10, I could see Louisville being up 7, and then I'd be sweating it, and then they'd throw a bomb. Somebody would get loose, then that minus 10 would blow up in my face. So.
All right, to go over the picks real quick, and we'll wrap up here. I got over 48 in the Penn State-Illinois game. Ohio State, Western Kentucky under 63.5. Love that bet. Tennessee minus 6.5. Cincinnati minus 14. Pitt minus 1. Jacob's going to have Penn State minus 14. UNC minus 7. South Carolina plus 27.5. Shout out Beamer Ball. Tulane minus 12.5. And Tennessee minus 6.5 as his lock. Carson's going to have over 48 in FSU Boston College. Penn State minus 14.5 as his lock. Kansas State minus 4.5. Iowa State minus 3. Then App State minus 9. Grayson, you have Liberty minus 3.5. Your lock is Kansas State minus 4.5. San Diego State plus 24.5. Tennessee, Florida under 58.5. And Cincinnati minus 14. So we share a couple picks there. Carson, you shared a couple picks with everybody last week.
You kind of leached off of us, dude.
Yeah, then you got Kansas State. You got Penn State sharing with Jacob. And you got a couple shares there.
Who's
again.
sharing? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I went first on the Penn State.
You did. I I think so. I don't know.
I mean, I have it in my
Check
notes
that.
app, guys. I mean, it's literally right here. I'm not waiting to hear what you say. I
went
promise.
0 for 5.
It's
and
all
then
my
you're
it's all my
just-
notes right here. If you
you're just-
want to, and there's a timestamp if you want to see what time I put that in. So, yeah, when I go 5-0 this week,
I hope
go
you
ahead
do.
and post this on the 4 Verts pod with the timestamp.
I hope you do go 5-0, or at least 2-0, because I mean that parlay is going to be Penn State minus 14, Kansas State minus 4.5, and Tennessee minus 6.5.
Well, I'm hoping y'all two boys don't mess up the par.
I don't think you're gonna have to worry about us.
I think it's going to be worse. I think we're going to sweat it out. Like that's going to be a sweat.
We
That's the
may
ultimate
may
day.
sweat all 3 of these
I
games
think
out.
Kansas
Full-
State is gonna be.
Full transparency here. This is a good crowd right here. I can share my secrets. I'm betting this Tennessee minus 6.5, and if they don't cover, I'm coming after Vol Nation. I cannot wait to sham this down their throat. This is a win-win. If I lose this bet, I'm not even mad. If they win and don't cover, I will be mad.
How many
If they
units?
lose outright, I might throw a parade in my city.
How many units you throwing?
2.
Let's just.
I'm going
double-
to throw 2 on all my
Let's,
picks.
let's,
but
let's
I think that's
double
one.
that. Let's throw 40 units on there.
Just
I'll
dog
be,
it
I'll
out.
be really mad if they don't cover.
Yeah,
man.
let's just be loud and proud about it, though.
Wow.
It's me and you here.
I'll hype up Tennessee all week. Look, this is a Tennessee
No,
love week.
no. We're not gonna do that.
No, I'll tweet
'Cause
nice
you were
things.
you were an abrupt. I hate Tennessee fan.
I hate them,
Yeah, exactly. You're not over.
but that's what you do. The
I may
teams you
toss a
hate,
unit on that under. The more I look at the under, I like it a lot.
the Ohio State, Western Kentucky.
No, that Tennessee Florida under.
Okay,
I don't.
I don't either.
You
Yeah.
think the over is gonna hit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think about that, Grace?
I know.
They're over here trashing your pick.
I think Florida's defense will be the only thing that shows up to that stadium that day.
Well, if they
May-
couldn't show
yeah,
up
they may
against-
show up. I don't know.
If they couldn't show up against Utah,
This
then-
is
Utah
Joe
barely
Milton. This
beat
is a
them.
Joe Milton coming out party
Yeah.
for me.
Joe
This
Milton
is-
overthrows a lot
this
of
is
people.
where he
overthrows
is.
a lot. He throws everything too
What
hard.
is their run game like? No jokes. Just what does Tennessee's run game look like all year?
I don't think they've had to run the ball.
I don't.
Final score
Just there.
30-24 Tennessee. The under will hit.
I'll take that.
That's terrible for us.
That's yeah.
The
we
parlay
don't need that.
loses.
I was
Okay.
thinking like 38-10.
If you'll give me that
Like that.
31.
31. I forgot y'all had the 0.5.
I was thinking 38.
You don't want the parlay to hit.
I was so dead set. I just threw up a number when I seen it was 58.5.
I have to be a Tennessee fan this weekend. That really sucks.
I do too.
Thanks
It,
for
but-
that.
Rocky Top.
This is your response to Alabama getting beat? Is you pick Tennessee? We're losing our minds.
Nobody took a
No,
Nick
they don't-
Saban revenge game, man.
Yeah, I wanted to. I really did.
He's
I
gonna
thought
t-
he would be all over it.
He's going to turn on Morgan Wallen for the first time in a year and a half.
Yeah. For the first time. Tennessee fan. All right, so that wraps up our show, I think. Anybody got anything else to add? So the buy the beer parlay, Tennessee minus 6.5, Penn State minus 14, Kansas State minus 4.5. You want to guess the odds on that?
Plus 850.
It's gonna be less than that. It's gonna be like 6.
I could have told you. I'm having to
650.
adjust a little bit.
Dang, Penn State's went up.
What those go up to?
This is terrible podcasting. We're keeping it at 14, but it's 14.5. Penn State, Kansas State, and Tennessee.
Yeah, now I could have got that under at 59 on here.
All right, so we're looking at like plus 590, so we're going to say plus 600 for the pod. So that's plenty. Put 10 on it. You win $60. That pays for you a case of beer and
A couple cases of beer.
Well, a case of
Dude,
beer.
we're
and
gonna know-
some George Dickel or something if you're feeling
We're
frisky.
Cigar.
We're gonna know about the
There you go.
par by like what 6:30.
Beer and cigarettes parlay. We may change the name. It's more than buy your beer.
Yeah.
Last week it bought 2 cases of beer and 2
It bought
packs of cigarettes.
way more than 2 cases of beer. You could have bought. If
And
we're
cigarettes.
going off of
Got you a
beer,
bottle
we
of
could have
wine for
bought
your
4
girl.
cases of beer and about 3 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah. We bought all your bad habits for the whole weekend.
Exactly.
You're welcome. So I want some thank yous in the comments. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Follow us at 4Verts on all socials. And anything else to add, boys?
Remember to buckle your kids in.